and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a little bit different. I am a little bit upset, as you can probably tell. I'm, trying not to cry because I don't think there is a need to cry. Like, the situation could be so much worse. So my whole year group have just been sent home from school, which is why I'm in my PE kit as it's games day today at school. My whole year group have just been sent home from school to self-isolate due to there being a confirmed case in school of coronavirus. So everyone's at home, which is nice because it's kind of communal, like we can all talk to each other. And I'm so grateful that we have like some way of talking to each other, like over social media and stuff. However, the boy who has tested positive for COVID-19 in my school sits behind me in tutor, and they do this thing once they've found out who it was. In each year group they go around and they like contact trace everyone who's been in contact with that person for more than 15 minutes. So it's most likely that I will have to self-isolate for 14 days rather than just going back to school tomorrow or the next day once they've got things sorted of who needs to self-isolate and who doesn't. Which is really hard for me because despite already being in a national lockdown, I was okay. Like, the first lockdown I found quite hard in terms of just not being able to see anyone, just not being able to socialise. I'm quite like a social person, and that's the one thing that makes me kind of very happy in life. Like, that's kind of what I need. And I kind of need more than just my household with me. And I just feel quite alone because I know that I'm going to have to isolate. Probably everyone will go back to school. Like, we don't really know what's happening yet, but I'll let you guys know what's happening. But it's just really intense right now. I'm trying to think of the positives. I'm trying to think, I'll be able to get loads of stuff done. I'll be able to be at home all the time and eat what I want and do what I want, but at the same time I've got to stay inside for 14 days, which is really hard. I don't even think I'm allowed to, I think I'm allowed to go out and exercise like once a day or something, which is fine, but it's just really hard because despite already being a national lockdown, we were still going to school, and I was still seeing a large number of people, and like a large number of my friends at school, which really helped me. And I felt bad for everyone who wasn't going to school, who didn't have a school that they could go to. But the thing I'm really going to struggle with is like I won't be allowed to just see anyone, and other people will be. Like, if it was everyone and we all kind of had to do it, I know that I'd be fine because it's like a communal kind of thing, but because it's literally just me and a few other people, it's really intense. And it's also the fact that like some people are better at dealing with it than others, and I'm trying to put it in such like a rational sense in terms of like, I need to think there could be so much worse situations. Like, I'm in a lovely warm house, I have others, at least other people in the house, like if I need them. It's just also that my parents work and they will still be working while I'm isolating, so it's not even like we can like do something nice in the house or like I can have someone to talk to like all the time. It's just really intense because also if I have coronavirus then I don't want to give that to anyone. So I'm going to follow the rules, I'm going to isolate. But it's just really intense emotions right now because I know most people don't even care. Like, most people will be like, oh great, we get to sit at home, I don't care. And like, I still have to do schoolwork and stuff, and I still have to keep it on my A-level. And I just really felt settled. Like, I'd really felt happy settled at school, and now this happens. But I knew I had to talk to someone, so I've come on here because I don't have like a big audience, but like at least I'm talking to someone, I was in school and we were told we had to like leave as soon as we could, so I rang Dad to come get me, and then we were like allowed to mix in our bubble because we're in a bubble. And so I went and saw Will, said bye to him, and it was just really annoying because I was trying not to get upset because I was in school, but like I want to see him. Let me just turn this around so I have better lighting. Just because like when I get upset, like, and when I'm feeling kind of like in shock that something like this can happen, he's my person, he kind of calms me down. Just know that everything will be okay if I'm able to hug him. I'm not going to be able to do that for now for 2 weeks. Like, there's always positives, and like obviously something good's going to come out of this, and hopefully me isolating means that someone else doesn't have to. But I'm really not good with change. I've realised this. I'm rubbish with change. I'm really bad. And I think it's because I'm really anxious. I'm like a really anxious person. That I'm just not good with change, and I just don't know how to process it. And the fact that the teacher he just walked into our lesson, like in the middle of our lesson, and was like, I'm really sorry, I'm gonna have to ask you all to go home. There has been a positive case in year 12, and I don't even hate the person who's had the case, like, because it's not his fault and it's not anyone's fault. It's just really frustrating that we have to go through this, because it's not even that big of a deal. But like, I just thought it, like, in the first lockdown, everyone was doing it together. It was hard, but I think it was the unknown. It was really hard, but it was just like, what can we do? And then the second, like, this lockdown hasn't been as bad because I've still been able to see people and like take my mind off it for like half of the day. Like, the weekends have been rubbish, but like I've still been able to do like almost normal stuff, like go out driving and like go on walks and stuff like that. I don't know. I know that I'm being overdramatic right now, and I know that I just need to get on with it and just do the 2 weeks isolation and it'll be fine, it'll be over. Like, it's 2 weeks out of the 52 weeks in a year. It's just frustrating because I know that I'll have to isolate basically until we come out of lockdown again, and when we come out of lockdown I have to then go back to work on the weekends and I won't be able to see everybody again, and it's just gonna be really intense time. I don't know, I've just got to get through it. I just want to kind of say that, like, anyone who's like a very anxious person and relies on kind of a routine, if you've gone through this or you're going through this in the future, just know it's okay, and just try and reel yourself back in, try and look for the positives. You just got to try and keep yourself calm, because the thing I find really hard is, I've realised this over the years, that it's definitely when sudden change happens, I go into like flight or fight, and often just end up getting very emotional because I'm in utter shock. I've got that adrenaline pumping through my body, and I don't really realise that other people don't have that, and that's not a normal thing, that's not a normal response. It's more other people going to go, oh okay, yeah, fine, let's do this, and don't really mind, and I do, and I know I've just got to get on with it, and I know I've just got to deal with it, and I know it'll be okay. But it's just like, anyways, I'll keep you updated on what I get to onward throughout today, and I might end up doing a few more like vlog style videos during isolation because I have nothing else to do. But yeah, hopefully I'll be okay, but I'm gonna get on with some work that I was meant to be doing now, or just kind of like trying to tidy my desk so I have somewhere to work. Hopefully we'll get some sort of email or text soon so I know whether I'm gonna have to isolate or not, which I will then tell you the results, like what's having to happen. I don't feel ill at the moment. I don't have any symptoms of coronavirus. I obviously sound sniffly right now, that's just because I've been crying. I was absolutely fine this morning. Yeah, I'm not ill, and so fingers crossed I will be all good. But for right now, I'm just gonna wait for that text and just get on with some work and try and kind of be normal. Well, I will see you all in a little bit, hopefully when I'm feeling a lot better. Hi guys, so it is a little bit later now. It is almost 4 o'clock, 20 to 4 in the afternoon. As you can probably tell, I'm feeling a lot better than I did earlier. A lot better. I feel like I've kind of processed it a little bit more. However, I do need to let go of the hope that I'm not going to have to isolate for 14 days, because it is very likely that that is what's going to happen. And I've kind of got this like hope, because school haven't contacted me or my parents yet about it. I've got this little like thing in my head that's being like, you won't have to, don't worry, and it's making up all the reasons why I won't have to. To be fair, there are some valid ones, but If at the end of the day school are like, we think it's better that you self-isolate, then obviously that's what I'll do, because I don't want anyone to get coronavirus because of me. I feel a little bit flushed, so I was like, oh my god, have I got a temperature, like am I getting symptoms? But I went down and took my temperature with our like digital thermometer thing that you like stick in your ear and you take your temperature, and I am normal, 36.1. Which is almost low, so I'm like, I'm very normal, so I'm all good. That's degrees Celsius, by the way. I've just been getting on with some history classwork that I was meant to do today in the period after we were told to self-isolate. However, I've been getting notifications because I've got a lesson tomorrow. We're having our lessons on Teams tomorrow as a year group, because they probably won't have who's got to self-isolate by then, which will be interesting. So hopefully either later they'll say you don't have to isolate, you weren't in enough contact with him, or they'll say you have to isolate, which will be upsetting. The other thing they might do is send, because if he's been in contact with numerous amounts of people in my year, which he might have because he sits with lots of different people at lunch and break, if he has, then he will have to name all those people, and if it's a large number of my year group, then they might just have my whole year group self-isolate for 2 weeks and just do online school. If they aren't having the whole, like, or majority of the year group self-isolating, then I will kind of I won't have Teams lessons, which is what I'm having tomorrow, like an online video lesson. That's what I'm having tomorrow, and the whole year group is. If they can't have that, if the whole year group is off, that is what they'll do. But if it's only a small number of people, so the people that sit next to him in tutor and his lessons, then we will just have to have like the homework kind of, like the lessons kind of set, like we'll just go through the PowerPoints on our own, which will be hard. This lighting is really, the sun's going down, so this lighting's really not working. But yeah, so I'll just kind of keep you updated. It's kind of interesting that this is all happening. I feel a lot less overwhelmed now. Obviously I still feel like I am going to miss everybody so much over the next 2 weeks, and it will be intense. There's no way about that, and I just need to make sure I'm distracted, because that's the best way for me to be able to pass the time. At least it's in lockdown, at least it's not like everyone's doing total normal stuff and then I'm in complete isolation. And I just can't wait until I'm old enough and I can have my own house and can choose who I get to live with, so that I don't have to be missing people constantly. Like, I know you're always going to miss someone. Like, if I'm living with Will, I'm going to miss my parents, I'm going to miss my friends. Like, now I'm missing Will and my friends, and my parents aren't home, so I guess I'm missing them, but I've seen them very recently. But I don't know, I just feel like it's just all a bit strange and hard for my little brain to process. I'm just doing my best, the best I can. And to be honest, I think vlogging is going to be my way to get through this. In summer, my real way of like keeping a routine, keeping something that happened every single day and something that I got happiness out of, was taking my dog on walks. And that was my thing. But obviously now it's so windy and wet that is not as enjoyable. It doesn't really bring me happiness. I did take on a walk earlier in our like private field, because I don't know if I'm meant to be out in public. I assume I can be outside in public as long as I stay 2 meters from everyone, and obviously don't meet anyone, so I'm not like talking to anyone, but I don't know. And I think you can only exercise once a day, but I'm not 100% sure. And I tried to look up the government guidelines, but all I could find was self-isolating when you come back from holiday, and I was like, well, I haven't come back from holiday. I wish I had, but I haven't. So I don't know, like that's just not going to be my thing this time. I can tell that. So I think my thing that's going to get me through is being able to talk to someone, talk to a camera, get my feelings out. And you may find these really boring, but these are my isolation vlogs. I think it's just kind of, now it's a bit uncertain. Now I've got this waiting game from school not having contacted me yet. It's kind of like I'm just waiting for them to email me and say you're in isolation, you're not in isolation. I will be elated if they say to me you're not in isolation, but I don't think that's the case, because they have seating plans for a reason in school, and I think because I'm on the seating plan as being near him, I have to isolate. But I don't know, so we'll see. It might only be who is next to him, but fingers crossed I won't have to. and then you won't have isolation vlogs, or you might have one isolation vlog for tomorrow. But one thing this has taught me, if I'm not in isolation, is every day it takes a split second for something to change. It was a completely normal day. We started the day with a tutor group assembly type thing, because we can't have the whole year group having a meet for an assembly. A tutor group assembly. We went into history a little bit late. We got our mock results back, and then one of the senior staff members came in and was like, "You've got a positive case in your year, I'm really sorry, you have to go home." And we were like, ah. And it's literally changed in a split second. My normal day, my day where I was going to go have double history, have a free period, then go to Law Society at lunch, and then go and play netball for games in the afternoon. And that's what I was ready to do, and I was ready to come out of school quickly so Dad could get off to his appointment after he picked me up. And I had this whole day, and it was just a normal day, and it takes a split second to change. And so every single day I'm going to appreciate hugging Will, seeing my friends, having a giggle with my friends, just like having a laugh with my friends, just like seeing everyone, and just appreciate everyone and everything that I actually do get to do at the moment. Because despite me getting to go to school only for, you know, a few hours a day, well, you know, I have like 4 hours or something now, 5 hours almost a day at school, I appreciate that social time with people, even if it's not completely my favourite thing to do. I appreciate that now a lot more than I did. Anyways, I'm going to get on with my history homework, and hopefully I'll see you later with the verdict of what is happening. So everyone, it's now a lot later. It is 11:15 at night, and basically I've had no update from school whatsoever. I do not know what's happening. I know that tomorrow I'm at home for lessons, so I assume tomorrow they'll sort out whether I'm going to have to isolate for 2 weeks or not. Which isn't too bad, because I should be 5 days into my isolation by then, because the isolation period, I think from reading up on the government website, the isolation period starts from when you last had contact with that person, which I last had contact with that person on Monday, so fingers crossed my isolation period, if I have to do it, starts on Monday, last Monday, and will end Monday in 2 weeks, which isn't as bad as if it starts like tomorrow, for example, because then it's obviously much longer. It's like 2 weeks and a bit. So no update, and if I do get, obviously I'm going to bed now. I don't know how long this vlog actually is, because I know that the first couple clips are really long, like me kind of ranting, but obviously a lot of that will be cut down when I edit, so I don't actually know how long this video is so far. So if it's really long, then in the next vlog I will update you on what is happening, whether I'm going to be in isolation or whether I'm just going to be doing lessons from home, or whether I'm going completely back to normal, back to school, in which case I won't be vlogging this whole process. But I'll let you know as soon as I know. But for now, I will see you all very soon. But if this is the end of the video, then thank you so much for listening to me rant and just letting me say what I wanted to say, and I really hope I will see you again very soon for another video. Bye!